Guys, right now, online conversations are blowing up with Somali voices accusing Black Americans of not helping them as, deportation issues and immigration crackdowns start affecting their community. And the reaction from Black Americans has been very clear. No, not this time. And that response didn't come out of, nowhere. People haven't forgotten the same online voices who proudly said, "We are not Black," every chance they got. The same ones who mocked Black Americans with, stereotypes, calling them fatherless, acting like they were above them, and pushing this idea that they were separate, different, and even somehow superior. Now, suddenly, when the situation turns serious, those same voices are calling for unity, calling for solidarity, calling for help. But you cannot insult a community on Monday and expect their support on Friday. Well, guys, today we are breaking down exactly why Black Americans are refusing to, step in.
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, "I don't know my father."
Why am I seeing Black people going on and justifying these attacks, these ICE raids, this mobilization of force to the Somali community in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by saying that we voted for Trump somehow? And these are talking points that come from conservative people that are incorrect. Do you see a place on the ballot that says Somali? Where are y'all getting this data from? This is very ignorant. And my question is, right, are the Black people who are attacking Somali people, are they doing the white people's work for them? Are you guys, a heavily marginalized community in America, also attacking Somali people?
So thank you for letting us know, the Somalian community, that you stabbed us in the fuck back. And do you want us to care about them sending you back? Nigga. After you said this shit?
But you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for George Rape, 2024, vote for Maziong in St. Paul, 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, your ass they thought it was up, right? They thought they were in the clear until, just like the Latinos, right? Just like them Latinos, nigga, y'all niggas will never learn. I'm glad they weeding you motherfuckers out. Yeah, come out and let us know who all supported that bitch. And you know what? He said this about you niggas.
I don't want him in our country, I'll be honest with you. And somebody would say, "Oh, that's not politically correct." I don't care. I don't want him in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
He called y'all for garbage, and then you proceed to still get on your knees. You're on your knees for that motherfucker. Look at this shit.
My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, "We told you so."
Got him! Got him! Oh!
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, I know it's not everybody in the community, but damn, when y'all got y'all leaders in the community speaking for y'all need to step the fuck. Cause this nigga, with this I told you so shit, like the Latino community, you niggas need to fucking smarten up. Like, who the fuck is raising you niggas?
Look, y'all, I'm about to dead this comment. I'm about to dead it. Somali people know exactly where they come from, unlike some Black Americans who, due to history, may not have clear roots. You thought you ate, but you didn't. Let me tell you something. You are going off the colonial state of mind, brother. Black people in America know exactly where they come from. We know that we're exactly from America. Y'all the ones that think that we just got here 300, 400 years ago. But if you read your history, which I'm about to start giving y'all some history lessons on this live tonight, complete with pictures, references, and the $40,000 books where I get my facts. If you guys would drop your colonial state of mind and do research outside of what colonialism tells you to do, you would know that many Black families have been here for thousands of years. Thousands. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm talking about thousands. I'm talking about when British came to invade back in the 1200s, 1100s, thousands, the 900s. When Britain came to invade, they wrote books about it. They did maps about it. They drew pictures about it. We are from here. And that's the problem, because y'all ain't willing to educate yourself. Y'all just willing to spew out some shit that white people didn't taught y'all, but that ain't even what it is, baby. My grandma, my particular grandma, her family been down there in Alabama for thousands of years before the invaders. Do you know how many families came to invade our prosperous land that you guys are acting like y'all don't know Black people is from? Do you know? Do you know? 13 families. 13. It took 13 different invasions for us to get here. So y'all really need to educate yourself, because y'all just saying shit that y'all heard, and that's like proves that your mind is just like a receiver. It doesn't even go and find its own information or process. You know what I'm saying? And that's what American education will get you, baby. That's what a colonialized education will get you. But if you research, follow me. Matter of fact, you don't gotta follow me. I'm gonna do the research and show you the references, baby. Because I'm so tired of this comment. Black people don't know where they're from due to their history. The thing about it is, Black people's history is in their DNA. We're remembering more and more shit every day. We're finding more and more shit every day. Black people, hundreds of us, have researched on our own time. Yeah, I got an associate's degree. Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree. But guess what I've been doing for the last 20 years? Researching my bloodline. Researching the history of this planet. Researching physics. You need to research all types of shit to figure out if Black people know what they're talking about. Because we do. We do. We do. And yes, there are, I'm not going to say oh, there's no Black people that came over here 400 years ago and was in slavery. Yes, they were. And I don't think they should get reparations, but I'm going to talk about all that on my live tonight at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you're there. I'll be bringing every book I've ever read. I'll be dropping every piece of knowledge. I'll be letting you guys know about all the traps that they're setting up for you. Be there or be square. Or be dumb. And let me add this little bit of fact in there for you. Y'all be screaming, Somalis know where they from. Somalis know where they from. Somalis know where they from. But they don't. Did you know that? They don't. They don't. You know how many times Somalia has been invaded and the people have been dragged somewhere else on that continent? Do you know how many times that country's been invaded? The people there right now are a mix of Arabs and Black and Asian. Did you know that? That's how many times. That doesn't make them Somalian. Did you know that? That doesn't make them Somalian. That makes them a lost tribe, clinging on to the invaders, like the invaders' nationality, what the invaders called them, what the invaders told them they are. So y'all really need to dead that, because around smart, foundational Black Americans, that should sound like puppy chow. We gonna eat it up every time. I'll see y'all at 5.
I know. I wanted to answer you in a video, because I've seen a lot of people saying these things. Okay, so Somali Americans are now saying how they went out and protested with Black Lives Matter and when George Floyd happened. And they're comparing the fraud scheme to George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Okay. Those two are completely different. First of all, no one unalived any Somali in this fraud scheme. Okay? Not one. Okay? The Somali people and the white lady who did this are not victims of a crime. They committed the crime. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference?
Well, starting to see tempers flaring between black people and Somalians. I see that shit brewing right now on TikTok. You know, these Somalians talking about we ain't black and all this old shit. Which I'm fine with that. You know, if you don't want to be black, you don't want to be black. But I just want to say this. You know you live in America, right? And you think these white folks consider you being something else, you know? What do you think you look like to white people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know you say you ain't black, but what do you think you look like to white people? You think they gonna be saying, you fucking East African, West Asian motherfucker, get out of my goddamn country. You know what I'm saying? You think they gonna say that shit to y'all? Cause to them, y'all just look like some damn niggas with jerry curls. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just look like the typical nigga with a jerry curl. They just like, oh, this nigga still wearing a goddamn jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think y'all look like to white people, man? You know what I'm saying?
The heart of this conflict is simple. Respect has to be mutual. Support doesn't magically appear just because someone is going through something. Support is built on years of connection, shared struggle, shared respect, and even shared identity. But that's not what happened online. For years, certain Somali voices on TikTok, Instagram, and even X made it a point to, distance themselves from Black Americans, not respectfully, not culturally, but mockingly. They said things like, "We are not Black. We are different, from African Americans. We are East African, not like them." And to make things worse, some of those same voices didn't stop at identity. They went further and used painful stereotypes as insults. The fatherless stereotype, that one hit a nerve, not only because it's disrespectful, but because it weaponizes a real historical and systemic issue that many African American families have endured. So now, in the middle of a real immigration crisis, when the same people who pushed those insults are, they're asking, why aren't Black people helping us? The answer is obvious. You cannot tear down a bridge, then complain that no one crossed it to save you. Now, let's break this down, because a lot of people are pretending not to understand why Black Americans are refusing to jump in with support right now. You cannot spend years rejecting a community and then expect them to show up for you when things get difficult. That is not unity. That is not solidarity. That's convenience. And that is exactly what Black Americans are calling out. Because for years, the message coming from certain Somali corners of the internet has been loud and consistent. We are not Black. We are not like you. We are separate. We are different. And that statement on its own, fine. People have the right to define themselves culturally, ethnically, historically. That's normal. Somali culture is rich, beautiful, specific, and meaningful. No one is asking anyone to erase that. But the problem was never the cultural distinction. The problem was the attitude attached to it. It wasn't just we are East African. It became we are not like African Americans. And that's a good thing. It became a mockery. Insults, stereotypes, and nothing stung more than the fatherless insult that kept getting thrown around online. Let's be honest. That stereotype has been used by outsiders for decades to shame and belittle Black Americans. It's tied to, real history, real challenges, and real trauma. So when certain Somali individuals online picked it up and used it as a punchline, that didn't get forgotten. Now, fast forward, deportations rise, immigrations gets strict, and suddenly the narrative changes overnight. We need unity, we are all black, where is the support from black Americans? And that is where the hypocrisy hits, because the unity cannot exist only when you need it. Unity isn't a switch you flip when things get tough. Unity is built through mutual respect, not temporary desperation. Well, let's talk about something deeper. External, perception. Some of the same people who said we are not black are now seeing firsthand that the system does not care about those distinctions. Whether someone identifies as East African, West African, Somali, Ethiopian, or Caribbean, the system sees race, not national origin. And suddenly the same individuals who are speaking down on African Americans are realizing that when you are racialized in America, the lines you draw internally don't protect you externally. But this is where accountability comes in, because black Americans are saying you didn't want to claim us when you thought it made you look better. You didn't want to stand with us when we were going through hardship. You didn't want unity when we needed it. So why should we stand up now? And here's the key point. Black Americans are not obligated to offer support to people who openly disrespected them. Support is something built, not demanded. And no, this is not about every Somali person. This is not about an entire community. This is not about all families, all elders, all immigrants. This is about a very loud, very visible group online that created unnecessary division and is now shocked by the consequences. Real life Somali and Black American relationship are often peaceful, respectful, even close. They work together, pray together, live in the same neighborhoods, and build lives side by side. But the internet created a wedge. And now some people want unity only because they are the ones in crisis. So here's the honest truth, guys. If you want solidarity, you cannot insult the people you expect solidarity from. If you want help, you cannot spend years tearing down the people you will one day need. If you want unity, you cannot treat unity like a backup plan. Respect must be mutual. Support must be mutual. And identity must be honored, not weaponized. That's why Black Americans are refusing to get involved now. And whether people like that answer or not, it is what it is. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.